My name is Emily Carter. I was just 22 when I got accepted into one of the most prestigious medical universities in the United Kingdom, Cambridge School of Medicine. For me, it was more than just an achievement. It was a dream I had carried since childhood. I belonged to a simple, middle-class family, and I knew I had to work harder than anyone else to survive in a place full of brilliance and competition. In my first year of MBBS, everything seemed overwhelming. New subjects, complicated anatomy, strict rules, and then there was Dr. Alan Westwood. He was our physiology professor. In his late 30s, tall, well-dressed, with a commanding voice that echoed authority, Dr. Westwood wasn't just a teacher. He was the one every student feared, and every girl noticed. At first, I tried to be the quiet student who just did her work and stayed out of trouble. But one day, after a practical session, he called me into his office. "Emily," he said with a strange calmness, "your performance is weak. If you want to pass this year, you need extra attention." I nodded, anxious and scared. He then offered to give me private tuition at his home. I hesitated, but I didn't have many choices. I wanted to become a doctor. I agreed. That night, I went to his apartment. It was quiet, too quiet. He taught me for an hour, then served me dinner. And slowly, the tuition sessions became regular, once a week, always at night, always at his place. He never forced anything, but his presence, his words, his eyes, they had power over me. And somewhere inside, I knew I was compromising. By the end of the first year, I passed with unexpectedly high marks. But when second year began, everything changed. He stopped talking to me in class. He ignored me during lectures. And when the results came, I was failed in physiology. I confronted him, heart racing. "Sir, why?" He looked at me coldly. "One night, Emily. Just one more night, and you'll pass." My world spun. I cried. I wanted to quit, but I didn't. That night, I went again, and I passed. This pattern continued. Every year, for one night, I went to him, and I cleared my exams. I hated myself at times, but I was also growing stronger. I told no one. I lived two lives, one as a top student and the other as his secret. When I completed my MBBS, I thought it was all over. But one evening, I received a call. It was him. "I want to marry you," Dr. Westwood said calmly. "You were never just a student to me." I was speechless, angry, confused. But somewhere, buried under all the pain, there was a strange connection I couldn't explain. Maybe I had started loving him, or maybe I had been under his shadow for so long that I couldn't walk out. I agreed. We got married in a small ceremony, no friends, no family, just us. Now, years later, I am Dr. Emily Westwood, a licensed physician. My life is comfortable. I have a successful career. And yes, I am happy. But sometimes when I lie next to him at night, I wonder, was it love that made me say yes, or the years of silence I buried in my soul? Whatever the truth is, I paid a price to become a doctor, and I live with it every single day. After our quiet wedding, I believed life had finally settled. I became Dr. Emily Westwood, and for the first time in years, I allowed myself to breathe. I had fought battles, sacrificed dignity, and lost parts of my soul. But I told myself it was worth it because he had married me, because I had a husband, because I had made it. But happiness, I learned, was temporary. Just 6 months into our marriage, the truth began to rot through the illusion. Dr. Alan Westwood changed. He became distant, irritable, and secretive. He came home late, avoided my touch, and barely spoke to me. I tried to fix things. I cooked his favorite meals. I stayed quiet when he was cold. I even blamed myself. Then one evening, he handed me a white envelope. It was a divorce notice. No warning. No explanation. Just an end. I was stunned. "Why, Alan? After everything?" He looked at me without a shred of guilt. "Because I got what I wanted, Emily. And now I've moved on." That night, I found out the truth. He had married another girl, a young MBBS student just like I had once been. He used the same tricks, the same manipulation. He had blackmailed her, too. The pattern repeated, like a cycle of cruelty. I was nothing more than a chapter in his long book of lies. My world collapsed. I had destroyed my own future chasing a man who never loved me. I had betrayed myself in the name of loyalty. I thought marriage meant something, but to him, I was just another game. I fell into depression. My career suffered. My heart, once proud of wearing a white coat, now trembled every time I walked into a hospital. I had built my entire life around one man, and he had torn it down in seconds. But I wasn't the only victim. There were others, girls who had trusted him, girls who had believed in his false promises. One of them came to me in tears months later. She had gone through the same pattern: tuition, manipulation, lies, and a fake marriage proposal. That day, I decided to speak up. I wrote my story. I went public. I warned students, don't fall for the illusion of charm and power. Not every teacher is noble. Some wear professionalism like a mask, and behind it, they ruin lives. Today, I work as a medical counselor helping young girls, especially MBBS students, to recognize emotional abuse, manipulation, and professional blackmail. I will never forget what I went through. But if my pain can save someone else from falling into the same trap, then maybe, just maybe, my broken past has a purpose. To every girl reading this, don't let your ambition be the reason someone plays with your soul. Protect yourself. Value yourself. And if someone offers you success in exchange for your dignity, walk away. Because love doesn't come with conditions. And respect never asks for compromise.